Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tom Murphy. I'm with Murphy Consulting Incorporated. Welcome you this afternoon to the broadcast of Grow Your Email List, Quick and Easy Ideas to Grow Your Reach. What you should see on your screen right now is our kind of introductory screen. Murphy Consulting, we're located, by the way, just northeast of Atlanta, Georgia. It's a beautiful sunshiny day here today. I hope you're having a sunshiny day as well. So I'll be conducting or presenting the webinar this afternoon. My company, Mercon, gets involved in many things, but primarily internet marketing and Microsoft Access database development. In the internet marketing area, our primary set of services revolves around constant contacts, email marketing, events and registrations, surveys, deals and promotions, and we also do website development and have for a long time, as well as website support. Coming to you today, however, as a constant contact master certified authorized local expert, and basically what that means is that I have been trained to present this material this afternoon and authorized to do so, of course. I've been a constant contact user for, I guess, about 5 years now, and I use constant contact services pretty much every day to run my small business. So what I'm going to tell you today or show you today, these concepts I use all the time. For those who are not familiar with the GoToWebinar interface, on the right-hand side of your screen is a control panel that allows you to do a couple of things. One, there's a chat area where you can chat, or a questions area where you can ask questions. And I encourage you to ask questions as we go along, although I probably won't be able to address them till we get to the end. But as you think about them, put them in, and we'll get to them at the end of the broadcast. There's also a hand tool. It looks like a gold-colored hand, palm of a hand. It allows me to ask you questions and have you respond during the presentation. Also allows me to, here on the front end, determine if everybody can hear me and see the slide that's on the screen. So if you would click that hand tool to let me know that you can hear me, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Merity. Shirley and Timothy, appreciate that, and others as well. I'm going to go ahead and put those down right now, and we should be good to go. My contact information is there on the screen as well. If you'd like to get in touch with me, please do. At this afternoon, after the webinar is over, I will be sending everybody an email that has a link to a survey in it. At the end of the survey will be a link where you can get the slides for today's presentation and a recording of this presentation as well. I would appreciate it if you do the survey. One of the questions in the survey, by the way, is an opportunity to become a member of the Mercon VIP Club. VIP Club basically says that you have a direct connection with me. You can call me when you want to. It has nothing to do with your constant contact account if you're already a constant contact user, although I will send you some information to send to constant contact support so that they affiliate me with your account and we can work together in that way. So look for that in there, and if you would like to be part of that, I would appreciate it. On a monthly basis, I usually send out a newsletter with constant contact as well as other internet marketing information in it that I see across the internet that I think would be of value to you. Those who have been on a call before know we're having a drawing on March 31st. On the 31st, we'll take the names of everyone who has registered for or attended one of our webinars in the last couple of months and draw for some cash prizes. So I encourage you to come to that. I'll send you some information later, probably either today or tomorrow. We'll have the drawing at noon Eastern Daylight Time. and I'll tell you when and where and how to get to that. And of course, if you're a prize winner, we'll get in touch with you about that as well. This is a best practices presentation this afternoon, although we'll be looking at some constant contact examples, of course, because that's what I use. The techniques that we're going to be talking about are applicable whether you use an email service provider or an internet service provider, or whatever you're using to communicate with your customers and prospects. So watch for that. Just briefly, because I know there are some on the call today who are not familiar with constant contact and maybe new to constant contact, I'm going to briefly run over constant contact and what that is all about for their information. Constant contact is a one-stop shopping source for marketing campaigns that you need online. And they're all in one place, one toolkit, one login, and there are basically 4 components: newsletters and announcements, which basically talks about email; offers and promotions kinds of campaigns, which is like couponing and generating contacts through Facebook; feedback and surveys, online surveys and polling in your emails; and events and registrations, where you can conduct events and have people register online and charge them for that event or whatever you might want to do. A comprehensive set of tools in a toolkit. Again, all the marketing campaigns you might need together in one place. Would like to mention that there are 2 levels of subscriptions in Constant Contact. One is email, which includes newsletters and announcements only, and then Constant Contact Email Plus, which includes all campaign types. All of our packages include 24/7 toll-free American speaking coaching support. It's one of the hallmarks of Constant Contact. With that being said, grow your email list. Quick and easy ideas to grow your reach. Marketing. All of us think that we're doing marketing and are doing marketing for the most part. We all have our own definition probably, but marketing has changed. Some of the change is obvious, and there are more subtle changes that affect you and your ability to grow your business using all of the new online tools. That is a basic shift in the way that you can find and keep customers in today's business climate that actually works, because you're small businesses for the most part, works in your favor as a small business or a nonprofit organization. Take a look at this model if you would. You've seen this a million times, I'm sure, since you are marketing. It's a typical sales funnel kind of approach using traditional marketing methods, things like print ads, radio, television, those kinds of things. We're all familiar with this model. I grew up on this model. I've been in marketing for a long time, sales and marketing. The problem with this funnel is it's really expensive to execute. Ads cost a lot of money. It's hard for a small company or organization to really compete with larger organizations on this landscape, because larger organizations have the money to pump things in from the top. So let's look at a new marketing philosophy. With the new marketing tools we have available, it's kind of changed the approach. When you begin to use those marketing tools, again, like marketing, email marketing, social media, those kinds of things, you reach out to people you already know. On the left, the funnel is all about reaching out to people that you don't know, strangers. This new marketing concept is about reaching out to people that already know you. You reach out to them on a regular basis with information and offers that are relevant to them, and it turns out, if you do it right, you'll actually begin to convert more people than you are reaching. Let me say that again. You'll begin to convert more people than you're reaching out to, because of the nature of social media's digital word of mouth power. And when I speak of social media, I'm including email marketing as part of the overall social media area. The reason that this works, the digital word of mouth, is because of shares, likes, and comments. You can grow your base and your business through repeat business and referrals, so that at the end of the marketing day, it turns out that you keep a lot more of your existing customers. Take a look at the funnel on the left and take a look at the flipped funnel on the right. You keep more of your customers. So you don't need as many strangers to pump in the top. And it costs less, takes less time, guarantee it takes a lot less energy, making it much more efficient for a small business or nonprofit organization to be successful. So we call this flipping the funnel. Flipping the funnel. And it's a fundamental change in the way that most small businesses think about their marketing, or should be thinking about their marketing, but it does work. I see it work every day in my business. Is this an easy concept to switch from the funnel on the left to flipping the funnel on the right? No. You'll get a lot of resistance if you have a hierarchy in your company to doing it that way, but I'll guarantee you it's much more cost effective and much more effective to do it the other way, the new way, using the power of social media. Now that you can identify how marketing has changed, no matter how you look at it, growing your email list is a necessary step towards earning more revenue or donations, because it ensures you always be reaching new customers while continuing to maintain a loyal existing customer or supporter base with the contacts that you already have. Remember that your overall goal comes back to why you're in business, or what's going to keep you in business, and that is to generate revenue or donations. Your marketing needs to generate a physical, measurable response. Physical, measurable response that translates into what helps you reach your bottom line. Now, before we continue, let's make sure we're all on the same page with some definitions. During the presentation today, I'll be using some words I want to define and make sure you understand before we jump in. I know I've had a hard time learning something new when I don't understand the jargon being used by the speaker. So I'll try not to be too jargon rich today, but there are a few things we need to define on the front end. When I say subscriber list or email list or mailing list, I'm talking about your collection of people's email addresses that you'd use to email marketing messages to. I might also say contacts when discussing existing email addresses that you've collected over time and are continuing to find. Think of a contact as a person. A contact is a customer or a prospect or a supporter. And when I say campaigns, I'm referring specifically to marketing messages that you'll be creating and sending to your contact list that we'll be talking more about. Think of campaigns as your promotional messages or your email marketing efforts. It's that thing that you send out. We talked about flipping the funnel. The type of customer nurturing that you do when you flip the funnel can be beneficial, because these are the types of customers and supporters who have chosen to interact with you in hopes of getting something of value in return. Those are the people on the right side of that diagram I showed earlier that are your customers or prospects that are with you, if you will. And this ultimately leads to higher sales and more growth over time for your business, because those folks are more likely to generate revenue for you. Considering that 91% of people check their email daily, and probably many times a day, think of what you do every day. For every contact that you have and collect, that's how many eyes, times 2, are seeing your offer or your marketing message each time you send it out. Now, if you don't think that people would subscribe to your mailing list from your website traffic alone, think again. 82% of consumers sign up to receive email on brand websites, and 72% sign up expecting to receive something, normally a discount of some sort. So if you can incentivize someone to subscribe to your list, you need to do so on your website or wherever a email sign up is. According to a recent survey, for every dollar spent on email marketing, the average return is $44.25. Think about other marketing that you do, other advertising that you do. Can you say that you get $44.25 for every dollar you spend on that kind of marketing? Probably not. That's pretty impressive. In the end, email marketing pays for itself time and time again, and with a strong and ever-growing email subscriber list like we're going to talk about today, you can continue to grow your business or increase funds for your nonprofit. Email marketing conversion rates are 3 times higher than social media prospect to customer rates. And these statistics, by the way, are not constant contact numbers. These are statistics gathered from other sources, including people like Forbes and other well-known sources. So pretty impressive information. You don't need a massive list to market well with a good return on your efforts, but you do need to have a healthy quality list, which we're going to show you how to build in this session today. Here's a look at today's agenda. We're going to start with what you've got. That's a good place to begin. Make what you have work for you or your organization and segmentation. Collect more from everywhere that you are. And once you've got email addresses, now what do you do? And then we'll talk about some next steps and give you a simple checklist that you can refer to make sure you're getting the most out of your existing list and adding to it regularly. So let's start with what you've got. Chances are, if you've been in business for even a year, you've collected email addresses along the way. In the first place, you need to get them all in one place is to do just that. Put them all in one place. Gather them up from all the many places you may currently be storing them. So that's what we're going to talk about first. You know you need to be marketing and mailing to new and existing customers and subscribers, but you don't know where to start. Well, there are some truths to keep in mind as you embark upon this growth journey. It takes time. By now you may have heard that your organization lives and dies by its subscriber list. This is especially true in a nonprofit organization. You might look at yours and wonder if you have enough contacts or if it's turning over the results you were hoping for, and you're not alone. It's important to understand that it takes time and that it should have no end. It's continuous. Learning how to consistently grow that list is something that you want to become a reflex or a habit. It's an ongoing process. Think of growing your subscriber list the same way you think of building and growing your business or nonprofit. You always want to be generating business even after you get the kind of consistent business you've dreamt about. There will always be a period of lots of business and periods of less than ideal business, and your contact list will be like this as well. You want to always be collecting contacts every chance you get wherever you interact with customers or supporters, because you will always want to be reaching fresh leads as some unsubscribe or opt out over time, and they will unsubscribe or opt out over time, I'll guarantee it. You have to be organized and you have to be consistent. Just like the meticulous bookwork that you keep for your business or nonprofit, your contact list is most successful when it is organized and is maintained in a consistent and efficient way. There's no wrong way to collect a contact, except, of course, if you buy or rent lists, that is. We'll talk about anti-spam best practices a little bit later. You should start with what you know and combine new and traditional methods of gathering contacts along the way. Once you leave this presentation today with more ideas than you had to start with and a clear plan of action for collecting as many contacts in as many places as possible, you'll find that growing your list is just another way of growing your business or expanding your organization. You can start growing your list from right where you are and your organization is right now. Then build in these pieces on your way to running a truly effective marketing effort. Many of you already use email. You have a website and at least maybe one social media challenge like Facebook. If this sounds like you, then begin on those platforms by asking people to subscribe to your mailing list if they haven't already. Incentivize them. Love that word. Incentivize them to help to draw them to your sign-up form as well. Do this regularly, but don't overdo it. If you've been seeing an uptick in likes or fans, that would be a great time to remind people how they can sign up for your newsletter. Referring here, of course, to Facebook. You don't have to jump right in and start using everything in a scramble to find contacts. I'm going to give you a lot of ways to do that today. You don't have to do them all. Go through every place where you store email contacts. As of today, you might already have a contact database or a point of sale system where you have contacts. Perhaps you use Outlook for business emailing, but your Gmail account has contacts stored in it too that you've done business with. Once you've identified where all those contacts are, organize them together into one place and upload them into your email provider contact database, assuming you're using an email service provider. Once you've done this, you've streamlined your mailing process and you can begin sorting and segmenting those contents, and we'll talk about that later. The way that you identify different contacts or groups in your head based on your business needs. Everybody categorizes other organizations into different categories, and we'll talk about that. To sum it up, collect, compile, organize. Start small, start where you are, and build in a way that makes sense for your organization. Don't wait until you have 1,000 contacts before you start your marketing efforts. Start with what you have and build from there. So how do we gather up contacts? Going to look at even more ways to gather up all of your contacts. You might start with your database. Once you've gathered a group of contacts from, say, your point of sale system or maybe a CRM system that you have, start by mailing them using an email service provider like Constant Contact so that you can measure the reporting data, whether or not these people are responding to your messages, opening them or clicking on links provided in those messages. Just send them an opt-out message, and you've probably never heard anybody tell you to do this before. Send them an opt-out message that contains information about what you do and how valuable what you do can be to them. You want them to be able to see if they opt out of your list, especially if these contacts were collected over 3 years ago. Make sure to provide a clear way to unsubscribe from your list. What this does is weeds out the ones who will not help you reach your bottom line and are left with the contacts who are still interested in your business or nonprofit. Those are the ones that you want to work with. The reporting tools will help you identify who is worth continuing to mail to and which contacts are not and should be removed to make room for active customers and supporters. Let's talk about business cards, If you're like me, you have a box, or it might even be a shoebox full of business cards that you've from people that you've met along the way. Start by digitizing those business cards. There are some services that will do this for you if you don't want to take the time to do that all yourself, but you will need these digitized one way or another to pull the information off of them. There are some free apps and services like Shoeboxed, World Card Mobile, and Yolu Card. That's YOLUCARD, Yolu Card. So Shoeboxed, World Card Mobile, and Yolu Card. I use a scanner and some software called CardScan, and that works real well for me. Networking opportunities. Take an inventory of all the places where you come into contact with people. Think about where you could network and gather business cards or email addresses with the explicit intent of adding them to your mailing list. You'll have a roadmap for where you'll gather a bunch of willing subscribers. Just make sure you have all your back work done. Online and paper forms must be ready before these events. Ask people, especially fans and friends on Facebook. I would imagine that everybody, in fact, using that hand tool again, like to see the hands of everyone who has a Facebook page. Who's got a Facebook page? All right. Now, I know everybody's got to have a Facebook page. Okay, that's better. Most everybody has a Facebook page today, either a personal profile or a business page. If you have a personal account, or better yet, a business page already started, ask those there to join your list. If you're using Constant Contact, you can add a sign-up form button right on your Facebook page where people can see it and join on their own. You can also create digital sign-up forms in your Constant Contact account that will allow you to share that web address as a web address in a series of posts on your social media, asking people to subscribe to your mailing list with some reasons why it's worth doing so. That makes it really easy for people to subscribe to your list and much easier to ask and organize for you. Think about an incentive that you and your staff can easily offer or process that's attractive and worth enough for someone to subscribe to your email list if they don't know much about your business. Perhaps you could offer a $15 coupon for new clients. Is a new client worth $15? Perhaps 20% off your first meal at your restaurant, a written guide of some sort. Think about where online and in your store, office, or establishment you can advertise this incentive so people who visit your location want to join your email list. Then follow that up with an automation email or welcome email to automatically send the incentive or coupon to those who join your list for the incentive. Now, we'll be having another webinar on the 19th of April that will talk about automating your marketing. Once you send out your welcome email, then you can start to incorporate those folks into your regular mailings. This is an important number. 74% of consumers expect to receive a welcome email after they subscribe to your mailing list. So deliver on that expectation and use your welcome email to introduce them to your suite of products or services and welcome them into your email list. More on this a bit later. Then promote your list to your best customers and supporters. Spread the word. Ask them to spread the word. For a consumer, it feels good to feel like a business appreciates their patronage and considers them a special and above all the rest kind of customer or prospect. There are some other things that you need to set up before you can start to grow your list by collecting contacts, and we'll walk through a few of them. First of all, you'll want to organize your database into lists, one or more, and we'll talk more about that. You'll want to segment those lists by customer interest. External terms means don't use internal jargon. Segment them by the kind of interests that they have, and we'll talk more about that. Create a sign-up form so that people can subscribe wherever they find your organization online. Add embeddable sign-up forms to your website or your blog, again, so that people have a place when they go to those to sign up for your list. If you're a U.S. customer using Constant Contact, you can set up what's called text to join, a text to join keyword, so people can sign up using their smartphone immediately using text. Pretty simple. Set up a QR code. Those of you who are not familiar with QR codes, are those funny looking squares with little tiny squares inside of them that you can scan with your smartphone to do something. In this case, QR code to take them to a sign-up form to sign up for your email list. Add a Facebook join application. As I mentioned earlier, if you're using Constant Contact anyway, you can set up a join my mailing list application on Facebook. And if you're using Constant Contact again as your email provider, you can download an application called iCapture for tablet and for phone to collect contacts on the go digitally, which will synchronize automatically with your Constant Contact account in a particular email list. Make what you have work for you. That's the second aspect that we'll talk about now that you've gathered your contacts together. So we're going to talk about organization and list segmentation to help you keep everything streamlined and organized to make it work effectively for you. After you've compiled all those lists and collections of emails that you've been storing in different places, it's time to organize them into one place. And you may be using Constant Contact, but other similar email providers will have a section where you can store all of your contacts in one place. Get them all into one place and be sure to back them up so that you have a copy of them. Then organize them into distinct target categories or based upon their interests. In Constant Contact, we call that tagging your contacts. This is also called segmentation, where a tag is a segment. You want to break up your list based on audience interests or by the different email messages you'll be sending out. If you're a gym, for example, you might create lists for Pilates, weight training, kettlebells, etc. Or you may have a single list where the members of that list have tags that are called Pilates, weight training, kettlebells, etc. You can do this before you setting up a sign-up form, of course, to collect new subscribers so that they can go into those particular segments or lists. Segmentation is an important practice in marketing because it basically boils down to organized groups of contacts, organized based upon how you plan to target them with your marketing communications or how your organization identifies them in their relationship to your business and your nonprofit. Once you segment your lists, then you can target relevant messages to those segments. You may not be aware of this, but you probably already do this in your head when it comes into your business anyway. You consider some people volunteers or VIPs or donors or parents or students or vendors or customers. You get the picture, I think. Your contact lists will be made up of different groups of contacts at different stages, even in their relationship to your business or your nonprofit. One group may be your regular customers or donors. Another group may be people who are important but only frequent your shop or take advantage of your services on a seasonal basis. A third may be your VIPs, like the VIP club and the VIP list that I have. And last, but certainly not least, are those that are new to your list, new customers or supporters or clients. They are critically important because you need to focus on building and strengthening your relationship with them through the communications that you send, targeted messages to segments. Your new customers are the type that you'll also send automated welcome emails and introductory messages to kind of ease them into your brand or your nonprofit and introduces them to what it is that you do. Essentially, segmenting means recognizing groups and putting their contact information into unique audience lists, or giving the subscriber the ability to tell you exactly what they would like to receive from you, and helps you and them know what to expect with these mailings. Targeting, and I've mentioned targeting. Targeting means each communication should be unique based on who will be receiving them from your list of contacts. Here's another way to look at it. An example. Let's say, for example, that you operate a pet store or an animal shelter. You're selling products for different types of pets or reaching out to different animal lovers to find homes for rescued pets. Some people might be dog owners, cat owners, bird owners, etc. And I just happen to have a client who owns a pet shop, and this is very applicable to them. You may want to segment your contacts into lists based on what kind of pets they buy for. Why would you want to segment? If you're the pet store and you're sending everyone on your customer list a special promotion for dog toys, you can find the dog owners and send that email to them. That's targeting. The dog owners get the promotion that's relevant to them, and the other pet owners don't get frustrated by receiving an email about a discount for dogs when they own cats. Not relevant. One of the best ways to start segmenting is by organizing your list of contacts right off the bat. Create a few lists that will categorize your organization's relationship to groups of contacts to act as buckets for subscribers to put themselves into when they sign up for your mailing list. You'll create your sign-up form and select these lists to appear on that form for people to sign up for. In this example, this business-to-consumer business, BISC Imports, has created these lists for their subscribers to choose from when asked about what type of mailing they'd like to receive. Some sign up looking for discounts. Others want to know when new products are announced. Whatever a subscriber's interest, those contacts will be added to your list, that particular list, automatically, and you'll know that anyone in each of these lists only wants to receive communications about that particular topic. That lessens the chance that they'll unsubscribe because they've already told you what they want to read about and what they do not, in essence, want to read about. Actually, that makes creating your email every month, if that's when you send it out, easier because you know who you're talking to and what they want to read about. Some businesses also give people the option to select how often to receive communications from the business at the point of subscription, so they'll format the lists that appear on the sign-up form to state how often the mailings go out. This would be appropriate for a business or organization that sends lots of different types of emails in a month. Only send what people want, and not more often than they are likely to read it. Now, your natural inclination as a small business owner or nonprofit without a list is to purchase or rent a list. But this won't work in your favor, because these contacts will quickly recognize that their data has been sold and will mark you as spam, damaging your business's sending reputation. In case you didn't know, there are email policing services that exist to identify spammers who send unsolicited marketing emails to unsuspecting email addresses. They will flag your account, and this can damage your company's current and future reputation and ability over time to deliver email through major email providers, whether that's Constant Contact or your local internet service provider, same thing. These institutions will label your ISP or server as a frequent spammer, and you will be on a blacklist and potentially fined for this behavior. Just make sure you ask for permission. You want to be compliant with the federal anti-spam laws, known as the CAN-SPAMmed Act, and in Canada it's CASL, which basically says obtain written or verbal permission or have a pre-existing business relationship. Best way to build your list is to adopt these best practices that we've been talking about today to build a quality, organic, not purchased, organic list from people you know and meet along the way, or who discover your business's sign-up form on their own. This will require a commitment to grow your list and may take some time, but you'll be surprised how fast this becomes kind of second nature if you implement the suggestions that we're talking about in the webinar today. In the end, it's better to exercise patience than to purchase or rent lists. It will pay off later. I'll guarantee you, if you buy a list, you will end up with more unsubscribes and opt-outs and spams than you care to deal with. Don't use purchased lists. Putting these best practices into practice and harnessing the organizational benefits of list segmentation right off the bat means you'll have a nicely organized list of contacts who have elected to tell you what their interests are specifically regarding which types of marketing mailings they're likely to engage with the most. That's a great list. Now let's talk about collecting more from everywhere you are. Now that you're set up and ready to collect, let's see how to leverage your online and social media assets as well as other methods to grow your list. We'll show you how to make asking for an email address second nature. And it's second nature as talking about your business or nonprofit wherever you network with other people. And if you're like me, you network with other people all the time. Networking is probably something that many of you are already good at. I hope that you are. If that sounds like you, consider how often you get business cards at local community events or from those frequenting your brick and mortar store. Do you have a system to upload those business cards and turn them into contacts? Well, you should, and let this be your reminder. Give and get cards. Anytime that you get a business card, you want to immediately contact that person and add them to your list. they'll receive a welcome email automatically, or that's the way that you should have it set up, letting know that you've added them to your mailing list. If you have an automation series set up to gradually introduce them to your business, this will be even better. At local events, offer goodies or swag, as it's called, in exchange for email subscribers. Make sure you preview your newsletter or talk about it so they know what they're signing up for. Then, when you get back to your office, upload these contacts immediately and send them an email reminding them where they met you and that they can unsubscribe at any time. At SCORE, Chamber of Commerce, cross promotions with local businesses, all those kinds of things. Sometimes you can cross promote with your Chamber of Commerce and sometimes for a fee. You might be able to send a message to their list, or they can mention your list in their emails as a way to get more local subscribers. Many different ways. Again, network wherever and whenever that you possibly can. If you think about it, you want all of your online properties to be vehicles to drive new subscribers and sales. Make an inventory of all your online properties. And if you look at this list, you probably have quite a few of these. Do you have a blog? Do you have a website? A Facebook business page, a LinkedIn business page, a Twitter account, Instagram? Are you on Google Plus or Pinterest, Vine, Snapchat, Periscope, Flickr, and on and on and on? Well, you get the point. Everywhere where someone searching for your industry or nonprofit is likely to come across you online, that's where we're talking about here. Here's an interesting thing to do. Don't forget about your online listings. Google your business name. You'll be surprised how many listing sites will come up with your name already on them. What you want to do is claim those listings, update the links to include your sign-up form if you can. They're out there. You might as well use them. The reason that you do this is to capture interested potential customers or supporters where they are. Researching businesses or nonprofits like yours before making a decision is what people do. So wherever they're looking, you want to be there. Include on your blog a request to add to your email list. In fact, wherever you are, you want to ask. If you've built a good following with your blog, include a section where somebody can subscribe and give them reasons why they want to do that. You can even write a small, dedicated blog post to get your readers to subscribe to your list. All it takes is a little creativity and a simple ask. Again, in online listings, if you feature your menu of services, products, or cuisine on any online listing site, add a sign-up URL to these locations to capitalize on potential subscribers. These are people looking for what you offer, so show them how to subscribe to receive that information. Add a sign-up app to Facebook. We've talked about this a little bit earlier. A lot of subscription apps to try, so take your pick. It's simple. It's a simple little app that you can add to your Facebook page so that fans there can take it a step further and subscribe to your mailing list right from Facebook. Excuse me. Beauty of these tools is that they sync with your email list, so shop around for one that suits your needs. If you're a constant contact customer, there's already an interface there to create a form for people to sign up on your lists. When you're doing social media posts and tweets, it's a great way to get fans or followers on your social sites that may be following you for a while to subscribe to your list. Use a link shortener like bit.ly.com to shorten your long sign-up form link and then tweet that to your Twitter followers. Post a picture or video to Facebook with your sign-up link included, and just ask. Just ask. Include a sign-up link in your biography. Include a shortened link that you may have used with bit.ly in your social media bio, so when people are looking up what it is or your organization does, they can subscribe for more information. And if you're using Instagram, put this link in your bio because it is the only place where a live hyperlink can become clickable, as far as I know at this time. These kinds of things change frequently, of course. One of the best ways to get somebody to subscribe, and by the way, I apologize for the gravelly nature of my voice. Pollen here in this part of the country is hurting this time of year. But one of the best ways to get somebody to subscribe is a dedicated area of your web page or a standalone page on your website that catches a reader's attention and states the reasons why somebody would want to subscribe to your list. Tell them why they should subscribe and what benefit it will have for them. This is an example, a great example actually, from Mark Michelet of Building Aspirations. He's an email marketing expert. That means he's one page ahead of you and offers digital marketing consulting to small businesses like yours. He offers a way to subscribe to his mailing list on a few different pages on his website, and also has a freestanding page dedicated to reasons someone should subscribe to his mailing list. He offers an incentive, which is a video series using automation emails on a topic of how a small business can market on a budget and make money. So again, once you subscribe, not only do you get the welcome email, but also a series of other emails as well. He sends a link to this video in his welcome email so that all subscribers get that after subscribing to his list. Again, if you can offer an incentive to join, such as a coupon, maybe a digital download of a guide, or maybe a worksheet or ebook, or even a video series, do so here. You can also ask your web developer build you a page on that blog or website with these reasons why one should join your email list. Very important to give somebody a reason, not just say sign here. Because Mike has set up an automation series with something short and sweet offered in his messages, short and sweet. When a new subscriber receives his initial welcome email and later his automated messages in sequence, they've had a positive experience watching the previous week's video, so are more apt to open the next to see what is inside this time. Many of you on this webinar have been to several of my webinars, and I would assume that's because of the same kinds of reasoning. If you see something once that's of interest, you'll probably come back again. By doing this, this business, Mike's business, has established itself as an authority on how to make marketing more feasible for a small business owner, and that subscriber is more likely to purchase his services because they have more information with which to make an informed decision to purchase his services. My business works exactly the same way. Again, lots of ways to gather contacts, and I'll go through a few more here because there's just a bunch of ideas on how to do this. Collect email addresses at events. If you ever go to an event or give an event, great place to collect email addresses. Speaking engagements, and this is a speaking engagement, and you had to register to be here today, so I'm able to gather contacts that way. Put a QR code, and again, we're talking about, and this is a picture of one here to the left, a QR code on menu or table tents. I'll tell you, I have never seen this. This is such a great way of getting people to sign up on your email list, is just to put a QR code on a menu in your restaurant or on table tents at a conference. Great idea, rarely used. Place to sign up on a bill or in a check presenter. First time I saw check presenter, I couldn't figure out what that was. When the waitress or the server comes back and gives you your bill, it's always in a folder at a restaurant most of the time. That's called a check presenter. Didn't know what that was. Great place to put something that they can sign up on your email list. Put a little form in there and they can sign up, or put a QR code that they can scan. Put a QR code on any paper distribution materials. And if you don't have paper, put it on a sticker and put it on your car. Use a fishbowl to collect business cards. Easy way to get contacts. Use a sidewalk sign to offer an incentive. And again, if you don't have a sidewalk sign or a place to put one, get something made for your automobile or your vehicles that your business uses and put it on there. That's what I do, and I have magnetics on the side of my company car, and I get calls all the time from that. Basically, it's just ask. Small Business Saturday is a great place, a great event around which to wrap asking. But all of these, and not only these, but the ones I've talked about before, it's just a matter of asking. We talked about incentivizing your collecting of email addresses. So here's a few examples of the types of incentives that you could offer to get someone to subscribe to your mailing list. Make sure they're feasible for your organization, not only to offer them, but to manage them and pay for them and track, and that you have the bandwidth, that is the financial bandwidth, to offer these incentives. You may need to set these up beforehand to make sure that there's a way to redeem or honor those once you offer them. Gifts, swag, percentage off, special offer codes, ebooks, white papers, videos, on-site service. I use on-site service a lot, and you'll see that today at the end of this presentation, that I provide consulting either by phone or on-site as an incentive. So you've got the email addresses now. You've had all this effort. You segmented your list. Now what do you do? Let's talk about what you do now that you have organized, segmented your existing contacts, and begun to regularly collect new contacts. You want to ensure that your business or nonprofit makes a strong first impression and quality relationship is established early on, so that your customers and supporters know what to expect from you, and you know what they're looking for. Perhaps one of the most important things that you can do to begin to establish a relationship with new subscribers who find your business online and through various ways we've been discussing is to set up, and I've mentioned this several times already, an automated welcome email and a corresponding introductory series to deliver the information someone was expecting to find when they subscribed to your mailing list. These days, most people research before they decide to buy. Think about yourself. Before you decided to buy something, volunteer for something, or to donate, did you not research them beforehand? They are more discerning about committing time or money to something and are expecting to receive specific information about your products or services. According to a recent study by the research company Fleischman Hillard, 79% of consumers said they like or follow brands on social networks to get more information about that company and its products and services. And 89% of consumers turn to Google, Bing, or some other search engine to find information on products, services, or businesses prior to making services. So, show of hands. How many people here today, and I'm going to put hands down for just a minute, how many here today research brands and products and services to get more information on them and use Google, Bing, or other search engines to find information on products before you purchase? How many people do that before you purchase? Great. Thank you very much. That's most everybody. So let's talk about how to position this content in a way that delivers that expectation so you can make and keep new subscribers longer for a greater return overall for your marketing efforts. This is an example of a welcome email. This is the kind of an email that you would send immediately after someone joins your organization's mailing list. It's from Liberty Jane Clothing, a niche company that specializes in making patterns to sew custom American Girl doll clothes. Notice the content of this email is evergreen, meaning that this message could be sent 1 million to 1 million future subscribers without being out of date. They offer 2 incentives, 2 free patterns, and they direct the new subscriber to the company's additional resources, social media properties, and to YouTube for more research and information. The results is a satisfied customer and outstanding, generous first impression of the business. With an automated welcome email and or introductory series that every customer that walks through the door gets, so to speak, is treated in the same uniform way that you would want every customer treated. Same uniform way. There's nothing worse than meeting someone who wants to know more about what you do and you forget to give them that because you're busy doing what you do to run your business or nonprofit, and you lose that potential donor or customer. With automation tools, you don't have to think about mailing immediately to people you just met or collected email addresses from. But it is a way to make sure that all the new subscribers you've collected feel welcomed, and makes sure that you become a good, lasting first impression. Again, on April the 19th, we'll have a webinar and a seminar, as a matter of fact, that way, on automating your marketing. Here's a short quote from the Constant Contact Vice President of International and Local Success. Yes, we do have a VP of International and Local Success, Catherine Nicker. It's useful in life and in email marketing. Just do the thing you said you were going to do. Think of it as making sure that you follow through with what you said you were going to do or give to your subscribers. Set it, forget it with automated emails. So, lots of stuff today. Always in our webinars, I put out more than you can possibly digest, but we do that because some things resonate with some folks and don't resonate with others. So we kind of try to cover as much as we possibly can. So here are your takeaways. Put everything, round up all those contacts, put them in one place with a backup file. Create lists and segment them the way you break out and label your target audience. Establish a system for organizing your contents. Make sure that all the avenues of collecting contacts are set up and functioning properly so that you maximize your exposure wherever people are looking for information about your business or nonprofit. Test these as if you were a new subscriber yourself to make sure that they work. Always a good idea. Create and automate welcome emails, and an introductory series to deliver resources and incentives to subscribers for a lasting first impression and an increased quality of customer relationship. Then you repeat it. Rinse it, wash it, repeat. Rinse, wash, repeat. These are proven techniques used by marketers around the world. And in fact, and if you've been on some seminars, webinars with me before, you've met Shelley. Shelley is a marketer. You too can be a marketer. And if you're not already a Constant Contact customer, all it takes is Constant Contact. And it's easy to get started to be a Constant Contact customer. If you'll contact me today and start a paid email only or email plus account, you will receive 30% off for your first 3 months subscription. This is only good through the end of March. If you sign up yourself, use the promo code 30March in all caps, but call me today because I'll do it for you the way that'll make it easy for you. You will also receive a gift card equal to your first month's subscription. And depending on how many contacts you have, that may be up to $110. That's a gift from me. I will also give you up to an hour of my time to help you get started on your email marketing program. You will also, as a new customer, get a free custom mobile responsive template built for you based on your website or on your Facebook page. So contact me today, become a customer, get 30% off, gift card equal to your first month's subscription, free custom mobile responsive template. And those who are already customers, don't want to leave you out, you can get a responsive template made by Constant Contact for just $79 at the bit.ly URL that's there on the screen. Keep in mind that all packages, no contract, 100% money back guaranteed, with toll-free American speaking 24/7 coaching support. That's not sales, coaching support included. Thanks for coming today. I really appreciate your being here. My contact information again is on the screen. I will be sending you an email this afternoon with a link to a survey, and that also has in that survey a link to the slides for today's presentation and a video of this presentation as well. Don't forget the drawing on March the 31st, and also again point out in that survey there is a checkbox to check if you would like to be a part of our VIP club. No cost to you, but keeps you up with current happenings in the internet marketing world. Our next event again is on April the 19th. Probably we'll also have a webinar on April the 12th, details to follow. Not sure exactly what the topic of that one will be, but automating your marketing will be on April the 19th. Anyone have any questions at this time? I'll be happy to answer them. So if you would chat those in, I would be happy to answer them. Got a couple of questions already. The question is, how are tags used? Think of tags as categories, as I mentioned. In Constant Contact specifically, when you have created your email and you're going to schedule it, you designate which lists that you want to send to. You can narrow down or filter those email addresses in that list by specifying tags that are associated with those contacts. So if you have 1,000 people on your email list and 100 of them are prospects, the rest are not, then you can, and have tagged them as prospects, then you can narrow down those that email goes to simply by specifying that tag. Another question. So automatically add people whose business cards you've received instead of getting permission first. The sequence is to send, if you get a business card, you send them an email asking permission or giving them the opportunity to opt out of the list that you have put them on. That sounds maybe a little bit backwards, but instead of just starting to send emails to them, send them a welcome email, if you will, and give them the option of opting out of your emails. Another question, when you collect email addresses at events or speaking engagements, just automatically add to email list or get permission first. If you automatically, again with automation, add them to a list, the first thing that they should get on that list is a welcome email that gives them the opportunity to opt out. Then that gives them an opportunity to not receive further emails. That's a very good question. Someone asked, so time zones can be used as tags instead of making separate lists. That's exactly correct. And keep in mind, a particular contact can have multiple tags. So you may have West Coast customers, West Coast prospects, East Coast customers, East Coast prospects, multiple tags. And again, you can schedule staggered delivery times according to their local time. That's an excellent question. You're thinking, Meredy. Thank you very much. Stephen asks, we're a news organization with print and online products. Our open and click rates range from 20 to 45%. Should we be overjoyed or not so much because we are an information company who does not offer discounts or specials? A 20 to 45% open rate in most industries is great, especially 45%. You're not ever going to get you might get 100% on some things, but one of the great things about constant contact is when you send out an email, you will get an indication of what the average click rate is for, not click rate, but open rates is for your industry, assuming that you put that into your profile at Constant Contact. I would be overjoyed with 45%, 20%. I'd like to get a little bit more than that, but again, it depends upon your subject line and the content, what kind of open rate that you're going to get. Let me scroll on down here a second, see if I have anybody else. Anybody else have any other questions? Thanks for those questions, by the way. That's really great. I appreciate that. I don't see any other coming up. I will stay here a few more minutes and answer any questions you might have. Again, thank you very much. See you in a week or 2 weeks at our next webinar. Again, if you have any questions or anything, give me a call, send me a text, whatever you might. Again, thanks very much.